Good evening then, and welcome to RLH. It's another season. It's the start of C1 racing. Missing out last week due to some technical issues. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear. We'll hopefully get some people on the comments on the stream to let us know if that's all a-okay. We'll get some telemetry up. While we're at it, we'll go for the best telemetry, and we'll have a full track map so we can see where the cars are on track. I'm just going to make sure that this is coming through, so we're just going to nip off for a second. Yeah, so should all be good. Hopefully, as we say, someone can clear that up for us. Just make sure you're able to hear us nice and easily. But we've already got a lap time on the board, and it's Shabby 2K then. He's a reigning double champion, having picked up the C3 and C2 honours in the last two seasons. And just as goes a couple of tenths quicker in the racing point. No mention of brake ducts tonight, but Lakitu as well has gone over. So we're getting the first look at some sort of order, and that's M Short straight into the 24.3s, 10th and a bit clear of Just Us already then. And his teammate, the returning RLH Short, is on a 125.2, so 9 tenths off his younger brother at the moment. Someone just goes in ahead of him as well. Wesley on the mediums at the moment. So obviously we've seen in Silverstone for the last 2 weeks in the FIA Formula 1 World Championship very different approaches to tyre strategy throughout qualifying, and plenty of talk about tyres as well, with various different compounds being brought to the 2 Grand Prix. We have the soft, medium and hard from the British Grand Prix, of course, so that is the hardest in Pirelli's range, I believe. And we've got Opic and Noam in the Haas coming around to start a lap. King David's still in the pits, and Chris Alien has not set a time, but he's coming into the pits, so it looks like he's aborted that attempt. We're going to go on board though with Opic and Noam as we try and pick up our first onboard lap of the evening. I can see Prinz is on the stream. If you can just give us a heads up as to whether you can hear us okay, that'd be appreciated. And I need to get rid of that spectator menu as well. That's a nice way of doing it. So Opic then into the loop, village and the loop now, I believe, through onto the Wellington straight, up through the gears. Left-hander is nothing really in an F1 car, all the way up to 8th gear, is he? Yep. And then you're looking just before the 50 metre board, you're going to brake, and he's keeping in 5th gear through there into Luffield. Yes, I can hear you. Thanks, Prinz, for that. So coming out of Luffield then. Scene of 2 spins, of course, in the British Grand Prix qualifying. Hamilton and Latifi at both ends of the grid, it's possible. 8th gear as he flat through Cops. Downshift into 7th, a little bit offline, took a bit too much curb, and aborts the lap. So, who have we got out there? We've got possibly Slash on a lap. This might be the end of his out lap. It's always difficult to tell with these graphics seemingly doing what they want, but I don't think he's on a lap because of the... Unless the delta's wrong. Ah, he's coming in the pits. Lovely. So we've got a bit of quiet time now then, as most of the grid is in the pits. Opic is coming in. No, he's going for another lap. So he's slowed at the end of this lap, I believe. Yeah, he's going to come across the line in the 1:29.3. So it was invalidated through Cops by the look of things. So he's going again on the soft tyres. He'll have an additional lap on them, of course, but he will be expecting to go quicker towards the end of the session. Very tight again, as we've got yellow flags somewhere on track. But he should not be too worried about traffic at the moment. There's a couple of people coming out on out laps now, as once again he approaches Brooklands. Sticks with 5th gear again, yeah. Down to 3rd, he's going to make a bit of a triangle of Luffield and get back on the throttle nice and early. Woodcote is a nothing corner these days. And he's going to take it right out onto the curb to get the widest entry into Copse again, very tight, using all the curb on the inside, leaving a little bit of tarmac free on the outside there, and it's flat through the first part of Maggots into Beckett's, downshift to 6th, 5th for Chapel, using all of the track on the outside. DRS open for the hanger straight under the bridge. Plenty of spectators here tonight for us, as opposed to the 2 weekends just gone. And he's into the final sector now then. Stowe, 6th gear, and you're looking just after the 100 metre board. He's going to drop down to 3rd gear probably. Yeah, a little bit of inside curb. Tried to stay off that sausage curb on the right through the final corner, and again not using all of the track, but goes across the line with a 26.1. He goes 12th at the moment, which might not be the worst position to start in. Gives him free choice of tyres, of course, but we've got plenty of people on outlaps, and look at those 2 racing points. They are definitely going to want to make an impression on M Short, and they're pretty close at the moment, with just over a 100th of a second between them. I believe Scuderia Seb is returning for this season. I'm not seeing him for a season or 2, I believe now. And he's slotted in just ahead of the reigning C2 champion, Shabby 2K. So yeah, most of them out on outlaps at the moment. I think Shabby's on a lap, so we're going to go on board with him. Lakitu in front is on an outlap, so he should get out of the way. Shabby's gained a 10th and a bit in Sector 1, which would put him right in amongst the racing points at the moment. M Short started his lap absolutely flat, I believe, through Copse in 8th gear. And Prinz is predicting a pole time of a 24.0. Who knows, we may even see a 23 if someone's feeling adventurous. Using a bit of grass on the outside there, Shabby. He's dropped a little bit. He's now only just half a tenth up on his personal best, as he's coming down to Stowe. 6th gear, nice and smooth. And he's coming into the pits. Seems to be the case whenever we watch anyone. What's going on with Short then? He is already down to the old pit straight, heading into Copse. I'm sure he'll be flat. 8th gear, nice and tidy on the exit, not too much exit curb. We'll go on board through Maggots and Beckett's, because this is really impressive in modern F1. 5th gear, using all of the curb on the inside of Chapel there, not running out to the right hand side, interestingly. He's keeping it the shortest run possible down to Stowe. And 6th gear, a little bit of curb, using more of the exit curb. I think that's been tightened up on track limits this season. Down to 3rd gear, using a little bit of the curb on the right hand side as well, using that sausage curb on the exit to lean up against really, and go across the line. He's slightly slower, 2/100ths of a second slower. What can Justus Has do? Across the line, he goes provisional pole. Yeah, 1/4 of a second quicker than his best, and it's a 24.2, so getting closer to that time that Prinz predicted us. Seb is a 10th and a bit down. Slash is just going to cross the line with a 24.5, so it's getting very close, as Chris Alien then gets a lap in this time with a 24.5. Nils Barca is he on a lap? We'll see as he comes across. No, he's backed off. Lakitu, I think, is finishing a lap. DRS open, which suggests he's going for it. Exit of Stowe then. Just a couple of corners to go. We've missed the splits, so we're not sure how he's performing on this lap, but he's chosen to continue. So, a little bit of oversteer through Club as he comes across the line. It's a 24.4 as well, so he slots himself into that top 3 just about. It's getting very tight, isn't it? Just behind those top 2. Who have we got now? Sem is on a lap, is he? No. We'll see as he comes across. No, he's on an in-lap by the looks of things. So 24.9 for Sem so far, who I believe is your reigning C1 champion. Seems to be giving it plenty. I think he's coming back into the pits. Yep. And Nicky Lauda is on track in a Renault, and he's backed out as well. Wesley, what can he do? He's on the softs for the first time, and he's almost 3/10ths up as we come into Brooklands, down to 4th gear. Going to go 3rd for Luffield. Yep, short shifting back up to 4th. Clean run on the exit. Nice traction through Woodcote, and again letting it run out onto that curb for the entry of Copse. Open the corner up as much as possible. Flat through there in 8th gear. Now through Maggots and Beckett's once again. just after this we'll see his second sector time, see how he's performing. Anything around a half-second increase would put him in amongst that tight 3rd to 8th place region. And hello, Mamba, my Racing Point teammate for tomorrow, joining us on the stream. Wesley then into the last couple of corners, a lovely nose camera here as he comes through Club and Vale. Across the line, what's it going to be? It's a 24-7, puts him just to the back of that tight pack and just behind the other RLH of the older short. And again, it looks like we've got most people back in the pits. Opic Noam, is he on a lap? He's about to break the first sector time now. He is, he's 3/10 up. Down to 4th gear this time, yeah, so he's favoured that extra downshift. 3rd gear again. Not squaring it off as much as some, keeping it tight. 8th gear again. He's flat, I believe. There's a little bit of scrub there, but yeah, he's pretty flat through cops. Not quite a perfect line we've seen from the likes of Short and Shabby through there, but yeah, 5th gear again through Chapel. We're going to see the second sector time very soon. He's a massive 7/10 up, but where's that going to put him? That's going to put him around the 11th, 12th, 13th range. Only 14 drivers tonight, with the hope for a bit of a better turnout, but I think there's still a few holidays going on and various people working around the coronavirus and travel restrictions and various other issues, but 8/10 quicker than his personal best puts him off the back of the grid for now, 25-2. If he can grab another couple of tenths out of it, he could be in a very good position to start the race on fresh tyres. Bit of a lull then. Slash and Nicky Lauder are the first two for outlaps. And I'm going to take this moment to have a little sip because it is ridiculously hot here tonight. So as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the first round. It was scheduled to be Austria last week, so with no championship standings or results to give you for C1 due to technical issues out of our control. But it's definitely a great circuit to get underway on. Nothing quite like being at Silverstone. And we've got 2.5 minutes remaining then, so it's a roughly 1.5 minute, 1 minute 40 out lap. So they're going to have to start getting on with it if they want to get a clear track. They'll all start spacing themselves out, of course, and hopefully no one runs out of time. Shabby getting a bit of stick from the C2 lads that he raced last season on the comments, and as you can see now, all of the cars coming out on track. Slash is already round there at... Is he on a lap? We saw him on an outlap earlier. I didn't realise he was this much earlier than everyone else. He seems to be a little bit down by a tenth or two though, but nothing you can't reclaim in the final sector, the final couple of corners here as he backs off, so he's aboarded that lap. And we are going to go with M Short because a tenth down at the moment on Justice Says will not sit well with him. It's one of the favourites for this season in the number one McLaren. The number one McLaren. And just getting his tyres in the right window for a lap. A little bit of traffic ahead. I believe that was Lakitu in the Alpha, so he's got free space ahead of him, but doesn't want to take too much out of the tyre, as he just does a bit of weaving just to get some last little bits of temperature in there. And Justice says as well that it's all bunching up as we expected. 45 seconds to go. As we say, hopefully everyone can get across the line for their lap. Look at the amount of traffic building up out of Stowe. I think that's Shabby there as well, was it? No, it's Wesley queuing up as M Short comes through. We'll go on board then as he comes down to Abbey. Used to be a left-right chicane, it's now absolutely flat right-left, and then braking just after the curb on the left-hand side, down to third gear, short shifting up to fourth. Again, down to second. Short shifting again, a little bit of a lock-up. Won't be ideal for him, but he still managed to get it turned in. Niki Lauda staying out of the way on the left-hand side. We're going to see the first sector time any moment now. What's it going to be? Has that lock-up cost him? No, it has not. He's nearly a tenth up on his personal best, which puts him, of course, right in the range of Justusas, who is right behind him on track. Could that be a little bit... Oh, a massive oversteer. As we saw with Hamilton, he's just about managed to keep hold of it, but we'll go back to short then for Copse. Flat out 8th gear, using every bit of the track on the inside. Maggots and Beckett's is next. This is going to be pretty spectacular. Everything on the line now, all or nothing, final run. Checkered flag is out. Chris Alien and Slash will go no better than 5th and 6th. RLH short, no better than 9th. He may get knocked down. He may want to get knocked down into a position where he can start on fresh tyres. Shabby goes third, 24.3. But M short, what can he manage? Only a tenth down on Justusas. He was in range. We missed the second sector time, I'm afraid. We're too busy looking at people finishing laps. But through the final couple of corners, can he beat a 24.1? Can he get into the 23s? No, he's just... Oh, he's beaten Justusas, but Lakitu's beaten them both. Incredible. So yeah, we missed the 24.106 from Lakitu. It looks like the Alpha Man is going to be on pole. He's on his own tonight, no teammate. But that appears to be it then. So we've got Lakitu, M Short, the Racing Point pair of Justusas and Scuderia Seb locking out the second row. We've seen that, of course, in Hungary this season. Shabby and Sem, reigning champions in C2 and C1. On the third row, Wesley, promoted last season, of course, from C2, takes 7th. Chris Alien dropped to 8th in the end, Slash as well, 9th. Niki Lauda rounds out the top 10. They'll all have to start on the softs, and Short did drop to 11th in the end, so he will take a nice fresh set of mediums, I would imagine, with Nils, Barca, King David and Opic Noam rounding out your grids. So if Opic says he's on an outlap, that can't be right. Unless he's just driving to the line for it to finish sooner than going all the way back to the pits, was it? I have no idea. This lap definitely won't count because the checkered flag's been out for some time. This is the only thing stopping us going to the race so far. But yeah, 30 seconds remaining on the timer. He definitely won't get this lap in. I'm not entirely sure why we're continuing. And there we go. So it's almost race time then. They'll be picking their strategies on the grid. Fuel, of course, for the top 10, and for 11th to 14th, they will have free choice of tyres. So we've been through the grid already then. Look at that gap, 0.025 on the front, and that could be an issue. We've lost Slash. So hopefully he can get back in pretty sharpish, take up his 9th place on the grid in the Sol Alpha Tauri. We'll just check the Discord for any issues. Oh, that could be an issue. Overheating PS4, it seems, for Slash. So yeah, he might not be able to take up that position. Bono, my console's gone. Yep, very much so. Hopefully we get him back. It'd be a shame to miss another driver. And we'll be going to the grid shortly. So in terms of the constructors then, we've got quite a mix of cars up the front. Racing Point look to be pretty strong at the moment in 3rd and 4th, but we are missing... Who are we missing? We've not got any of the Ferraris tonight, have we? So that's ILRT, Matty and Hypes. I'm going to say Hypes, that'll do. We're missing Simsy Danger in the second Mercedes. We've got both of the Red Bulls as we get ready for the formation lap. We've got both of the McLarens, both of the Renaults, both of the Racing Points, as we've said. We're missing Mr. Sim in the second Alpha Tauri. We might be missing Slash in the first of the Alpha Tauris at this rate. XL Ryan in the Alfa Romeo leaves Lakitu on his own. We've got both of the Haas's. We've got Nils Barser in the Williams. No DeLuca in the second Williams car then. And do I have to set all this up again? I do. We're going to go for... Who's got what tyre on for a start? And King David's starting on the soft despite being in the... out of the top 10. So they're going to be fresh softs, but I'm not sure that's the play. Short, Nils Barser and Oppenheim as expected starting on the mediums, which might just bring him into play. And Short will be an interesting one to watch as well, how they can possibly use him in amongst the leaders as a bit of a rear gunner for his brother up there at the front. So that's the tyres we've got. We're going to have telemetry on so we can see the various ERS levels of the cars. And we'll stick with the full track map. Why not? So Lakitu is leading them round in the Alfa Romeo. It's quite a pace. We're already down the hanger straight, doing a bit of weaving, and look at that. Have we got a Raikkonen? We have. That's Wesley not seeming to want to do any weaving. He's started a little bit now. As we come round then, they're all going to bunch up. Lakitu not wanting to spend any longer than necessary sat on the grid, of course. And we've got a Prin's prediction of Mini Short, Justus as and Lakitu. If I'm butchering any of these names, please tell me. I'll do my best. And we have a predicted pit stop strategy of, well, lap 10 to 13, no matter what you put on, to be honest. But obviously we're going to see something different from those down the back as well. As we line up then, we can see the top four getting into position. Try and get a bit of a bet. And Slash has just joined. Now that'll be interesting. Is he going to be able to take up his car? As we'll hopefully try. There we go. That's a better camera. As we have 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are underway at Silverstone then. So RLH C1 finally a week late gets going. Just Lakitu, sorry. Great start, keeping M short behind him, and there's a Red Bull off in the background. The 2 Racing Points are hounding for the top 2 positions. Justus as and Scuderia Seb don't collide, boys. That's very tight through there. Lakitu though, clean through the loop. M short in second. Seb seems to have got clear of his teammate Justus as. Sem has got ahead of Shabby and Wesley has as well. Yeah, Wesley and Shabby as the 2 Racing Points continue to battle it out into Brooklands. We're going to go on board with Sem. He's got the best seat in the house for this, as Justus as he's going to get run out of space. Slash, I don't think has been able to join. Oh, Sem with a bit of oversteer there. Justus as I thought he was going to get run out of road. Seb's been very fair, and it looks like he's going to lose out. He's going to have to back off into Cops now then. Cold tyres, full fuel, of course. So Lakitu short, Justus as Seb, Sem. Wesley is ahead of his teammate. Shabby has dropped, I believe, 2 places. Chris Alien, Nils Barser. Nils Barser up in 9th place. What's happened there then? King David as well on those fresh softs into 10th. Nicky Lauder, Oppenheim, and Shorts dropped 13th. Slash we know having issues, of course. So up the front, Lakitu is trying to break that DRS barrier, but he needs 1 second. He's only got half of that at the moment. A little bit of a lock-up as M Short keeps the pressure on. Justus as well. This is very close up the front. It's not looking like we've got any field spread as we come through. And Lakitu! Sorry, yeah, that's the glitch. Yeah. Wow. Yep, we'll ignore that one. So, Lakitu is still leading, despite being ghosted there for whatever reason. And we'll let the tower sort itself out after Sector 1, and we will get on the position change. So, well, that's gonna, yeah, we'll wait for it to sort itself out. Here we go, it's shuffling, it's shuffling. Short's leading! 10 places up. Slash is leading, he's not even in the session. There we go. Lakitu maintains his position. M Short Justice and Scuderia Seb all staying where they qualified. Sem's up 1, Wesley's up 1, as we said. Shabby down 2. Chris Alien stayed 8th. King David brilliantly up 4 places, although he's on the fresh soft tyres. Nils Barser up a couple, Mickey Lauder down 1, Opic up 2, and Short down 2. But the other Short is starting to line up Lakitu, who's not been able to break that DRS barrier. Mamba's put in a bit of a prediction as well. M Short, Shabby, Lakitu. So Shabby's got some work to do at the moment, down in 7th place. As we come round to begin already another lap, and DRS will be enabled. Lakitu snatching that inside brake once again. Short definitely feeling aggressive. He's taking plenty of curb at this stage, even on high fuel. We've got yellow flags, and that's Justice. He's dropped it out of the final corner. Seb's picked up a penalty. I wonder if that was avoiding his teammate, but yeah, that's thrown a few of the predictions out the window. Justice is now down 10 positions, as we've got RLH Short on the back of Opic, and we've got Chris Alien off as well, so it's all happening now at the start of lap 3. Short picks up another position into 11th place. Yeah, Prince, there goes my prediction. Yeah, unfortunately so, but there's a long way to go. Lap 3 of 26, as we will go back to the front. Lakitu and M Short now a couple of seconds clear of Seb, so this appears to be your 2-horse race for the night, but Short seems to have the better pace. He's not letting Lakitu get away, and he's going to have DRS to help him on this lap as well. He'll have already had it down the Wellington Straight. He's going to have it down the Hanger Straight any moment soon. Plenty of ERS as well. A little bit more than Lakitu, so he's got that overtake mode. I think they're both going to hit the overtake out of here. Lakitu, yep, they're both in the overtake. DRS on M Short as well. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. I think he's going to be a little bit short, but so excuse the pun, but a really rubbish one as well. But yeah, no chance either into Vale. He's definitely looking like he's got the better pace, and Sem's gone up to, yeah, Sem's up to 4th because of Justice, as Wesley maintains his position. And are we going to get any Red Bull team orders, I wonder? Shabby, we think, has the better pace. He definitely qualified that little bit higher, and appears to be all over the back of Wesley at the moment. Is Wesley going to defend this too hard? I imagine probably not at this stage, 4 laps in. And Sem already is on the back, and hopefully we'll get a better view. There we go. Sem in the black Mercedes is all over the back of Seb in, I'm not going to say it, but it's the Racing Point. And a bit of a lock up there you can hear as well. So Sem, oh, and Seb this time as well locks up, but he'll square that off, and he'll actually get a pretty decent exit, so he can get away with that quite nicely. Still only half a second up the front, so M Short is keeping the pressure on. But Shabby, less than almost a 10th, yeah, behind his teammate, as Sem picks up a penalty. We're going to see, and that was on the exit Cops as well, so I think we're going to see quite a few tonight for extending the likes of Stowe and Cops, as the 2 Red Bulls absolutely nose to tail through Chapel. A little bit of understeer there from Shabby, might just save Wesley's bacon down the Hanger Straight, although he's coming for him. Wesley not bothering with the overtake, it seems, and that all looked pretty organised to me. As Wesley's picked up a penalty, despite that what looked like a planned move to me. Seb's still maintaining his 3rd place, as King David and Nils Barser go fighting it out through the final corner, side by side. Look at this for a pack. We've got Nicky Lauder, we've got Opic, we've got Justice as trying to recover as well on the back of this. Got 5 cars absolutely nose to tail as we come through Village. And oh, there's a bit of contact as well. Who was that? And we've lost someone yet. That's Opic. It looks like he's got away without damage, but yeah, down to 14th place. Have we got Slash back in the session? It appears we've got Slash back in P13. That definitely looks like him in control. So Short and Chris Alien then. We saw Chris a little bit sideways a few laps ago. And the second of the McLarens is struggling in traffic as we speak. Justice is... yeah, he's got 3 cars ahead of him, 2 Renaults and a Williams, and they'll want to clear these as soon as possible. If you can clear them, the comeback is not a million miles away, because he's got a couple of seconds of clear air after that. And who knows, maybe a bit of an undercut as well. He could still be in with a shout at that podium that was predicted earlier on. Look at this DRS train though. Nicky Lauda seems to be using plenty of overtake. King David, maybe he's not got as much left because he's about to be done around the outside by Nils Barca. And now his teammate wants a bit of the action as well. Justice is running a little bit wide there. And oh, a little bit of contact, and Nicky Lauda's round. Excuse me. So Justice has involved in yet another incident. Sem overtook Seb. Yep, sorry, we missed that in amongst the 5-car battle down the back. And Seb is now under pressure from Shabby, who has dropped his teammate, Wesley. And we've got more yellow flags. Is that Short? Yep, Short. Oh, Short's off at turn 1. We've got Opic in the pits, so he must have picked up damage there. But Short then, despite those medium tyres, look to be going to waste, and they look like they're very hot as well at the moment because he's got absolutely no grip. Opic in the pits for a new front wing by the looks of things. Still, first and second remain unchanged. Seb, as we've said, yeah, sorry we missed that one, but he's up into the podium places. Seb has to settle. Oh, and look at that. 4th and 5th into Cops. Shabby maybe considering a bit of an Albon move there. But as we go through, and yeah, Seb's not dropping them. He's not going to have DRS from anyone in front either, so Seb is close enough. Although, yeah, Sem already straight on the overtake mode onto the hanger straight. Shabby, is he going to go left or right? He's going to go to... He's going to get closed off on the left. And not this time. Nils Barca is now running... He's still got King David behind him. Yeah, we lost the other Renault of Nicky Lauda, didn't we? Justice has picks up a penalty as well, so his evening goes from bad to worse as we see Chris Alien coming around the outside. We can't get a better view of that, I'm afraid. King David runs off the track and more contact with Justice. Got some terrible camera views here. Come on, give us an out. Off-board camera. Wow. Justice says, yeah, now I'm to defend from King David. It's all getting a little bit chaotic down the... well, towards the back of the midfield here. As the Racing Point driver tries to recover, but keeps getting more and more setbacks. Top 2, it looks like Short's maybe just biding his time, waiting for the pit stops now. Sem and King David picks up a penalty as well, as he's racing Justice as. Sem just about having broken Seb's charge at the moment, but he's not been able to shake off Shabby, as we're, what are we on, lap 7 out of 26, so we're a few laps still away from any pit stops. A little bit of understeer there from Shabby as he's in the dirty air. Overtake mode on, DRS open. Seb's got the DRS as well, of course, and we've got more yellow flags. In that, oh, King David's backwards now through, that's through Maggots and Beckett's. Not sure how he's managed that one, but we'll go back to Shabby then, into Club and Vale. Sem, big lock up there as these tyres start to lose a bit of their life. But, yeah, Shabby can't seem to do much about it at the moment, as again we get more racing through the final couple of corners. Justice has just about keeps it on the track. As we said, he's already picked up a penalty for track limits, as Chris Alien looks like he's going to have to settle for 9th now, but no, he's going up the inside. It's Zach. That's going to be very close. The Racing Point just about managing to hang on. He'll get DRS, I think, just about from Nils Barca ahead. We'll see now. Yep, pops up rear wing flap open as Short is already back onto the tail of King David. So who's pitted then? We'll go up the front while we have a look at this. Where am I looking? Position change. Stops. So only Slash and Opic have pitted as Short goes past King David and then loses the position again. We'll just nip back to that and see what's going to happen. Short seems to have got the temperatures under control on those mediums, and King David maybe starting to have seen the best of the softs as well then. So into Cops, only 7th gear this time for Short. Looking like he's getting a little bit held up here. Could do with clearing David. He's got 9 seconds of clear air ahead of this Renault, which would come in very handy as the others on the softs will start making their stops anytime soon. Nils Barca is looking very strong on those mediums as Short, uses the overtake and DRS to make a fairly straightforward move in the end. And we've got Justice as he's in the pits, so that's why he's briefly got ahead of Nicky Lauda, so he's had enough of the softs after just 8 laps. Quite an eventful 8 laps for him, to be fair. He's been facing backwards at one point, so yeah, those tyres probably took a little bit of a beating. And he goes to the mediums, I believe. Yep, mediums on, so that's going to be some ask, isn't it, to get it from lap 9 to 26. I wonder if he's considering maybe sticking a set of softs on towards the end. I'm not massively up to date on what the strategies are, but from the prediction that seems very early to go for the mediums, as Short now will start to try and close up that gap before the stops. I wonder if he's going to try the undercut on the Alpha. He's got plenty of ERS left for the overtake mode, so you feel that if he really wanted to, he could probably make a bit of a move. As we've got Shabby all over the back, but running wide again. That understeer just killing him onto the back straight. But overtake mode now engaged. He's going to take Seb for P4. Yeah, thanks, Mamba, for that. We just caught this one just about this time. Shabby and Lakitu and both leaders pit. So we're going to have both leaders in together, and Sem pits as well. Shabby continues. So that's not ideal for Short. You could have done with some sort of offset as they come in. What are they going to? What are these? Well, top 3 going to put on? It's mediums for Short. It's mediums for Lakitu, and Seb's in as well. Sem's on mediums. Yeah, it looks like mediums is probably the way to go then, and they're leaving in the order they came in. Yep, Shabby P1. It's a Red Bull 1-2 at the moment then, as we saw in the unfortunately named 70th anniversary Grand Prix. It's Red Bull who can keep their tyres the best at the moment. Nils Barca, as we said, is looking pretty strong, having started on the mediums and stayed out of trouble. Short is the other one who started on mediums, of course, but he's had a bit of an eventful opening stint, so that's going to have compromised his alternate strategy. So who have we got? We've got Opic overtaking King David. He pitted earlier on, of course. So he's the only one on the hards at the moment. We've still got Nicky Lauda and the 2 Red Bulls on the softs up front. So who's going to get preferential treatment? Are they going to pit both the Red Bulls on the same lap and do a bit of a double stack, I wonder? 4.4 seconds is just about enough to get in and out without holding Wesley up. We'll soon see. No, he's going for another lap. So he's going to go to the end of lap 11 then. So he's going to have quite an offset on tyres later on, which might just give him a bit of a helping hand. Not too much going on further down the field. Everything looks pretty stable as they get up to grips on their fresh mediums. Shabby in and out, decent stop. That's with the rest mediums going on. So the only one on a different strategy really is Opic down the back, but he's had his problems, and Short and Lakitu, and this is what we saw earlier. This is what we predicted. It's come true a little bit sooner because of Short's various issues. But Lakitu now, is he going to have any difficulty getting past the second of the McLarens, who's on that alternate strategy? Short is going defensive, so he's not going to let him have it. It is for position, of course. So he's well within his rights to defend as hard as he wants, as long as he sticks to not moving erratically or anywhere near the braking zones. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to fend off Lakitu for much longer as they go into Copse. Can Lakitu make it right around the outside? They're side by side. Who's going to have to back off into Maggots and Beckett? It is going to be the Alpha, so Short maintains that 4th position for now. DRS, I think, will give Lakitu the position, but look who's already coming onto the back of him. Short's going to be in flat-out overtake mode as well, so I think he's probably just about safe there, using his overtake to stay ahead. Yep, Prince has spied that one as well. We've definitely got one brother helping the other at the moment. Lakitu just a couple of tenths off, as we've got Wesley and Nicky Lauda both pitting. So we've got Nils Barca now on that alternate strategy leading the race, as we've got... Oh, Lakitu's going to be into Abbey. This is going to be... Close your eyes and hide behind the sofa. There's contact. Short's off. And he's going to let his brother through as well before rejoining very safely. Yep, that's a sensible way to do it. So, yeah, as you were then, but Short is He's close half a second to Lakitu. He's in the DRS range. And maybe not had to use quite as much ERS as he would have wanted to either. Or as he would have had to, sorry, to close that gap. Lakitu a little bit wide, but we'll get it straightened up and get a better exit. So this is the battle for the race win then. I can't see Nils Barca, despite his alternate strategy, unless we get some sort of safety car or bizarre incident. Then I can't see anyone besting these two. Got King David picking up a penalty as well there down the back. So here we go. DRS. Lakitu has no defence. He's got no car ahead of him to help him out. As, yep, mini short round the outside. DRS open. Pretty straightforward. So he takes the net lead of the race. 13 seconds behind Nils Barca, who's yet to stop. As Chris Alien picks up his own penalty as well. Wesley dropped back a lot. Wesley has dropped back a lot. What have we missed here? Seb and Chris Alien making a little bit of contact further up as well. And, oh! Well, that was a bit of a bizarre one, wasn't it? How does he manage that? So he's got... Oh, he's got... Well, I get the feeling this is going to happen. Yep. He's retired on track. Saw that one coming. So, back to the front. Short is now under pressure from Lakitu, who's got his own DRS. Once again, the battle is resumed up the front. Shabby as well on Seb. Could be a battle to watch. Wesley on Seb as well, and so the Red Bulls and Racing Points looks like it could be a bit of a battle to savour this season. As what's going on up there, then we've got DRS. Yes, we have DRS on the Alpha. As we just catch our breath for a second. Lakitu, is he going to manage it? Short's going defensive. Yeah, as you were this time. 12.6 now the gap to Nils Barca. What laps are you going to pit on? Probably another... What would we say? Another 2, maybe 3 laps for Nils Barca. And Short as well. Still on those original mediums, of course. And I'm going to go for Wesley for a few minutes because he is lining up P9 of Scuderia Seb, who's had a difficult return to C1. Remember, yeah, this will be an amazing battle to the end for the win. You're not kidding, because Lakitu is not giving that up. Now he's the one with the DRS. And we're going to go back to them actually, because where are they on track? They're just at the end of the first DRS zone. Short, taking that wide line to get the better exit again. Using everything he can. They're both identical on remaining ERS for the overtake mode. Flat out, of course, through Cox. Short's dropped down 4.8 seconds behind this pair. He's going to have Sam all over the back of him very soon. Shabby as well. A bit of a 3-car battle emerging here. Opic takes his teammate for P12. So, Sam on Short. Looks like it's going to be the done move. Can Shabby get in amongst it as well? He's going to go to the outside. Does Short know he's there? It didn't look like it. Can he get him out into Vale? He goes for the outside. Thankfully, Short wasn't pitting that lap. As he's going to run him just about out of road, leaves just enough space, and Shabby gets the move done. He's lost a little bit to Sem because of that, though. We'll go back to Wesley, who's staying within DRS of Seb, but not looking likely to make a move. And why doesn't that work? There we go. Lakitu on the back of Short once more as we come into Brooklands once again. Not managing to make the move. We've got no one else really looking like overtaking at the moment. Short's dropping back from that 0.6. King David maybe right down the back. That's Chris Alien who's left. Unfortunately, the car's still going around the track. Lakitu then using every bit of road there through Maggots and Beckett's to try and counter the understeer that'll just be starting to pick up in the dirty air of M Short. Wesley picks up a penalty, unfortunately, but we're on board with Lakitu then as he tries to make or take the net lead of the race back. And once again, it looks like it's job done. Short is going to try and run it around the outside, but can't do so. He's going to have the inside for the left-hander. Little bit of contact, a little bit of a lock-up, not too much, and they both seem to have got away with it. Nils Barca continues for another lap, so he's doing quite the glory run at the moment, getting some laps led under his belt. As who's dropped down? Has Wesley had a bit of an incident? He's dropped behind Nicky Lauda. Does he have damage? We can't see because we're getting these onboard cameras still. It looks okay as King David picks up another penalty to add to his collection. Nils has been sort of steadily getting on with it, hasn't he? He's still 11 seconds clear up the front. He's been staying out of trouble on these mediums. He said out of trouble early on as well. That was crucial because, as we've seen with the likes of Short and I believe Opic was the other one who started on mediums, they've both had incidents that have compromised their effort at the alternate strategy. And we've got M Short now, so roles reversed once again. The McLaren of M Short on the back of the Alfa Romeo of Lakitu. Renault engine versus Ferrari, DRS open, and he's got quite a bit more overtake left than Lakitu now. So are we going to see a bit of a MotoGP tactic, I wonder, where they just stay behind and save up and go for it with just a couple of laps to go? There's no point taking everything out of the tyres, swapping positions every lap. As Seb takes Slash for P8, and Nils finally pits. Nils finally pits then, so we're going to see soft tyres go on for that Williams. We've got a couple of number 14s in this race by the looks of things, unfortunately. Short in as well. So, McLaren crew ready to stick a set of the red-walled soft tyres on. Lap 17 of 26, so yeah, we're getting through it. M Short now once again dropping to just over half a second behind, and Wesley and Short looks like it could be pretty close. No, Short's still coming down the pit lane. So what looks like the closest battle at the moment? Xavi and Sem, both reigning champions in their respective tiers last season. Looking like could be quite a bit of a battle down the Hangar Straight here. Xavi again seems to be picking up a little bit of understeer in the high speed. Obviously trimmed that front wing out for good top speed, but it's just hurting him through the likes of Chappell there. Sem going defensive already, trying to break that toe, but it doesn't look like it's going to do anything in the end because Xavi is going to have a very straightforward pass up the inside into Stowe. Number 34 Red Bull, job done, into a podium position. His qualifying wasn't his best. I think he'll be definitely hoping that he can join this fight up the front in future races. His qualifying is probably just giving him a little bit too much work to do, as Nils and Nicky Lauda battle it out. So that's Nils coming through already on those fresh softs. Slash and Seb is a battle that Seb won not so long ago, but lockups for both of them as they try and get slowed down for the right-hander and the left-hander as well at the loop. King David picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, and he's retired. Lovely. So we've lost another car, we're down to just 12 now then. Sem not taking defeat for the podium position just yet, running number 27, of course, of Nico Hulkenberg, that we saw returning for a couple of races. A little bit of talk that he's travelling to Barcelona as we speak as well, so not 100% certain that Perez will take that seat back for this weekend, as we've got yellow flags. And who is that? Can't see anyone dropping down the order, and that's for, yeah, it's for King David's car. Unfortunately, re-entering the track by the looks of things. Short's taken Opic through Cops, that is. So he will be hoping that what's he got? 9 seconds. He'll be hoping that he can get at least a point out of this race, despite his earlier off. Nils Barca, fastest lap of the race, so he's P8 as well, so that could be a point, or, well, it could be a point in the bag for him. Depends whether Short can do any better on his soft. You'd expect that to be the battle for the fastest lap, unless these two can pull anything spectacular out of the bag by saving up all their ERS. As I take another sip, because I am one sweaty boy providing this commentary for you tonight. 4/10 is this gap, still at the front. They've been nose to tail every step of the way, even in the pit stop. It's pretty similar situation. He's just biding his time. I think everyone is just waiting a few laps now, saving up any ERS that they can, keeping their tyres in good nick. But Shabby ran a little bit wide there, just compromised his exit. Might give Sam a bit of a sniff of it, but I think he's going to be just a little bit too far back. I can't help thinking that Short's not finished yet, though. He looks very comfortable. Half a second behind Lakitu. Slash is starting to come back at Seb. Lost that position a few laps ago. Seb kicking up a little bit of the dirt on the inside of Stowe. Final couple of corners we go then, and Sem is down to just 3/10. This could be, if he can get through the right and left cleanly and get a decent exit, he might be in a position to take Shabby. They've both got pretty decent ERS levels. He might be in a position into Brooklands. There's not much of a braking zone in there in 2020. They take a lot of speed into the entry of Brooklands, which makes it a bit more difficult to make the move stick through there. As you can see, nowhere near close enough in the end. But we've definitely got a couple of battles brewing. As I say, I think no one's really too keen to make the move stick just yet. As we're on lap 20 of 26, we're going to find out very soon who's got the pace and who can make the overtake stick. Short, half a second again. I don't think he's quite within range. We've seen his overtakes come when he's 3 or 4 tenths off the lead coming through onto the hanger straight. But yeah, Sam, once again, he's got a little bit more overtake, but not willing to use it. So he's just sticking in that slipstream, which of course is helping him all the while. But then he gets the dirty air into the fast corners, which is the compromise you have to take. But yeah, that slipstream will be helping him save a little bit of fuel, a little bit of ERS that he doesn't have to use the overtake button to keep up with. And let's just take a look at the position changes then. Now everything's settled down and we're on lap 21 of 26. So the top two at the moment remain unchanged. Whether that is the case at the checkered flag remains to be seen. Shabby and Sem both up 2, just as us and Seb, the 2 racing points. They've recovered to 5th and 6th as we speak, but yeah, both dropped 2 from that second row lockout. Slash up 2, Nils on that alternate strategy's gained 4, Nicky Lauder up 1, Wesley's dropped 3. Short, despite his various trials, tribulations and alternate strategy, is exactly where he started in P11, which is the worst possible place to finish. Opic and then Opic's gained 2, thanks to the 2 DNFs of his teammate Chris Alien and King David. So M Short now 3/10, that's about the range he needs to be. Everyone's made one stop, haven't they? All 1 stops tonight. M Short, as we come through Stowe for the 21st time. Just 5 laps to go as we come across the line. Still less than half a second between these two. Is Justice as gaining on Sem? It appears he is. And Shabby's the cork in the bottle by the looks of things. At 22 of 26, this British Grand Prix has gone by incredibly quickly. Sem still can't do anything about Shabby, and as we've said, yeah, he's going to be in a bit of a situation of do or be done in a minute. He needs to get on with it if he's going to make the move, because the racing points are on the march. Justa says, yeah, getting within range. He might even be within DRS range by the time we come around to the hang straight. This racing point looks very nicely hooked up. Let's not forget he started P3, so he's definitely got the pace. He did pit a couple of laps earlier than Shabby though, which might just start taking its toll in the last lap or two. He's just going to miss out on DRS just over a second. And look at the front, just less than 2/10 between the Alpha and the McLaren. Nose to tail once again as we come round for lap 23 of 26. If Short's going to make the move, he's running out of laps to do it. But look at that, 14% ERS on Lakitu. Short 82%. That's what he's been doing all this time. As we said, sticking in the slipstream, saving up that ERS. He's going for one massive move towards the end rather than swapping positions every lap. A little bit of a lock-up. But yeah, you have to say, at the moment, it looks like Short's got Lakitu in his pocket. What has the Alpha Man got in defence? Short just feinting a little bit of a move, letting him know he's there. I'm sure he knows by this time. 23 laps in, they've been absolutely nose to tail the entire way. Yeah, Justus is now on the back, so you've got a bit of a battle, three-way battle as it stands for the final podium. Opic pits, so I'm not sure why that would be. Has he got more damage? We'll try and see before we have to head back to the action. No, front wing saying no, he's going soft, so he's probably gambling on a DNF up the front. As we look at this then, Short, not this time. He's lining up Lakitu, maybe just making the Alpha use the last little bit of ERS that he's got, forcing him into using it defensively. As we've got Sem now, exactly a quarter of a second off Shabby as well. Just as he's going to have DRS also, and then we've got the other racing point. Is a bit of a cork in this bottle with Slash and Nils Barca recovering on that soft tyre. So we've got three battles, and we're not entirely sure where to be at the moment. It's all coming to a head in the final couple of laps. 3 laps to go, including this one. DRS open on the McLaren. We've got traffic up ahead, which is the ghost of Chris Alien, so hopefully it doesn't get in anyone's way and doesn't form any sort of distraction. We've got Sem round the outside into Brooklands. Can he make that one stick? That's going to be a great move. Sem has the inside into Luffield. What a move for the final podium as it stands. Justus says, can he take anything from Shabby? Shabby's got the youngest tyres out of all of these, but he just doesn't seem to have the pace in these closing stages. It's all going to be affected by penalties as well. We've not had a chance to have a look at those, and to be honest, oh, look at that. Lakitu's had an off somewhere. How on earth is... That's in the middle of Maggots and Beckett's. We've not even got to the hanger straight. Short's taken the lead, and he's running with it. Hopefully that ghost of the Haas didn't distract Lakitu through there. And if that would be a massive shame if that's how the race is going to be decided. But as we come into 25 and 26, the penultimate lap, I'm not sure Lakitu has anything to fight back with. Slash up the inside of Seb. It's all kicked off on lap 24 here. But yeah, unfortunately, I think Lakitu with just 11% of his battery and Short with still 52%, I think he's going to have enough to defend. And that might just be the race win, providing he can keep it on the black stuff and pointing in the right direction, which he gets a little bit of oversteer on traction there, but seems to have it just about under control. Shabby looked very close to Sem there. And oh, yeah, I think he had to get out of the throttle because Sem looked to have made a mistake, and Justus has pounced. Can Shabby do anything about it? Podium slipping away. Can he manage to get P4 back? Lockups everywhere as these drivers try everything they can. Fighting to the end. Shabby, what has he got left in his locker? He's got the youngest tyres out of the two guys ahead of him. And what are the ERS levels? He's got more ERS. He's got the same amount as Sem. Justus has the oldest tyres and the least ERS. But he is going to have DRS off the back of Sem through here. Lakitu 8/10. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to, unless he can save all his ERS for one final push on the last lap. Opic sets the fastest lap, but he's not going to get the point. Well, I suppose he does save someone else from getting the point. that he may well be battling later in the season. You never know. But as it stands, Shabby is a little bit too far ahead. That Ghost, unfortunately, as we've seen, due to a retirement on track, is getting in the way of things at the end here. Shabby is dropping back. It looks like Justice has... How is he producing this pace? He's on the oldest tyres and he has absolutely no ERS left. He's got 3%. He's up the inside. Oh, contact with Sem. Is he going to give the position up? Sem's going to take it anyway, up the inside. Shabby... Oh! Shabby's lost it. Shabby's round and there's going to be contact with the wall as well. He's going to lose out to Seb, I believe. And maybe, yeah, Nils as well. Oh, Shabby's going to drop all the way down. Sem has lost out to Justice As on the DRS, but Sem has got enough ERS left to make a push for it down the hanger straight. Lakitu doesn't look like he's going to manage anything. And, excuse me, a little bit dry there. But, yeah, M Short down the hanger straight for the final time. He's 6/10 clear with overtake engaged. It looks like he's going to be safe. Lakitu, despite a spirited drive and leading most of the way, looks like he's going to have to settle for second best. We've got the leaders coming across the line, but Sem is not finished yet. Justice says, can he go to the inside? Can he stay on the inside? No. Sem is going to take the final podium. Short leads Lakitu over the line. We're going to have to go straight back to P3 and 4. Yep, top two, there you are. Sem just about staying ahead as it stands. Black Mercedes from pink Mercedes. Sem crosses the line, does get the podium. Just says, oh, just another twist. The Racing Point takes it on penalties. Seb's going to come across the line in 5th as it stands. Nils Barca takes that. Slash takes 6th. Nicky Lauda takes 6th. Massive amount of penalties for Slash and Seb. Shabby, unfortunately, on that last lap. Yeah, he's not happy with that, as you can see, coming across in just P9. Wesley takes the final point. Short is going to finish a very disappointing... Oh, no! As if we didn't have enough up the front, Short snatches it from Wesley. So Short did get a point in the end. Wesley is the one who has to put up with the terrible P11, and Opic is the last that's going to finish on track with P12. I believe he did get that fastest lap, but it's not going to count for much. As we've said, it stops a potential rival taking a point. And it's better than nothing, as he's had a difficult evening coming through the final couple of corners now. And he'll go across the line to complete what has been a hectic opening round of C1 for RLH in what is now Season 7. I'm getting through those pretty quickly as well. Excuse me. What have we got on the comments? A C2 mistake. I'm sure that'll go down well with Shabby. Thanks for that, Prinz. Yeah, Prinz again. Justice has crashing in the opening lap, still getting a podium. Yeah, great drive, great recovery from him. Yeah, Shabby very disappointed. I think he might have taken the podium there on countback of penalties. And we're going to count down the order now. We just about kept up as they crossed the line. M Short going from second on the grid, taking P1. Lakitu just 4/10 behind in P2. No penalties for either of them. Great performance from both of them. Justice has picked up 1. Sem picked up 2, which reversed that order. Nils Barca, Nicky Lauda and Slash didn't pick up any, which elevated them to 5th, 6th and 7th. Seb picked up 9 seconds worth of penalties, which dropped into 8th. Yeah, Shabby had no penalties, so would have probably taken P3 there. And Short, yeah, no penalties again, taking P10 from Wesley and Opicanoam. And your 2 non-finishers were Chris Alien and King David. So, it's, yeah, temperature-wise, it's been quite a sweaty evening. I'm sure the drivers are feeling it as well. So we will end it there, but we'll be back tomorrow night, of course, and you can catch C3 as well, that have been on the channel simultaneously with us. You can catch that uploaded very shortly. And C2 and C4 will be tomorrow, C5 and C6, of course, on their regular Thursday night spot, all at 7 PM UK time, so yeah, be sure to tune in for that. Yeah, thank you for joining us. I see we've had quite a few viewers tonight, and we'll be back next week for C1. Thank you.